We're getting out of the dark and dreary months of January and February, so I thought it's time for a beer-inspired trip away in the UK. How did I work out where I'm going? Did I look at some of the best places to go for a drink in the UK? Or did I just let one of these decide? Hello and welcome to an interesting challenge on JD's Booze Reviews. That's right, as I mentioned, I wanted to go away somewhere for a bit of a beer-inspired break, and I thought I'd have a bit of fun with it, print out a map of the UK, chuck some darts at it, and wherever it landed was where I was planning to go away for just a, one night sort of trip anywhere in the UK. Was kind of hoping I wouldn't go near Scotland, but should we find out where I'm going? So we started throwing the darts. I started thinking this is going to be straightforward. First 3 darts did not quite go to plan, but the second were much more accurate and managed to make a hole in the map just southeast from Bath. So having a look on the map, that took us to the city of Salisbury in Wiltshire. I then started my search of breweries in the area and decided we'll visit the first one that comes up, which was Dark Revolution Brewery. A brewery I have had some beers from before and do some really good stuff, so I was very excited that came up. Had a look on their website to see if they had a tap room because I wasn't sure, and thankfully they do, and it's open every day, so we had no restrictions on the day we went. I then had a look how long it was going to take me to get there, and it's quite a drive, so a stop might be needed. I noticed we come past Oxford, and I know not too far away there might be the best pub in the world. I then started to get a list together of decent pubs in the area, get a hotel booked, and I think it was time for us to set off on our journey. I think I need a mate to join me for the ride though. And we are off on this glorious Saturday morning. First thing I need to do though is go and pick up my friend John, and then we can head down south and to the certain TV Farmers pub. We have arrived in a field. Yeah, pretty busy. I'm guessing So whilst we're outside in the, beer garden basically. Yeah. I mean, it is just a field. It's a field at the back of the pub, but you can see the Grand Tour tent behind me, where there is the farm sort of shop, as well as a little bar and a few other bits and bobs. We've been in the pub itself and had a drink. We were going to have food, but we saw sausage rolls on the bar snack menu and we decided to go for them. Envy kicked in. Yeah, so we went for that instead, and it allows us to just walk around and sort of explore the pub a bit more.
I think we thought we'd get more sort of enjoyment out of exploring the area than sitting down for like an hour time slot in the pub.
Yeah.
And yeah, you get to experience a lot more in the area. There's quite a lot to do actually.
Yeah.
Like it is just a little farm shop out the back, but it's something quite enjoyable actually.
Yeah, I mean we're here at a time of like Six Nations is going on, so they've got Six Nations matches that are playing in the tent because they've got a few tables in there. But yeah, the pub itself is really nice decor. As you can imagine, it's all Hawkstone beers and ciders. There is one guest, I guess, which is like Yuli Bitter, I think.
Was that one on Cask?
One on Cask, and I think it was on keg as well.
You can get some Cask and some keg, so yeah.
But yeah.
I think it tastes better the Hawkstone stuff tastes better here.
Yeah.
Because I guess theoretically it's from the
Locally,
source,
yeah.
really, isn't it? You know, you're drinking it rather than out of a bottle and then shipped across the country. It's better here, so I'd recommend come in.
I had the Hawkstone Black, which I've never had before, and that was very nice, very creamy, and I don't know if it's nitro poured, but it felt it.
Yeah. It's like a coffee stout.
Yeah, essentially like a bit more of a
premium Guinness.
Yeah, a Guinness with oomph. And you had the IPA.
Yeah, the IPA, which is it's a sort of standard IPA. I feel like it got better towards the end of the glass. Like it was a little bit more tasty. Having a Hawkstone hedgerow now. A
hedgerow cider, and I'm having a like a shandy, an elderflower shandy with elderflowers from the Diddley Swap farm, and it tastes really nice. If you like elderflower, it's enjoyable. If you're not into elderflower, I know it's a bit of a hit or miss thing.
It's only 2.5% as well, so it's quite an easy.
So it's quite nice,
drink,
and a nice option for those that are driving or that kind of stuff. So
tasty.
We're gonna enjoy this. We're then gonna get back on the road and head down towards Salisbury, about an hour and 20 from here, and then we've got lots of fun there. We might go to a brewery beforehand though, before we get into the town.
So we actually lied to you. We've come to the airfield because we want to fly a plane.
Choo choo! No, we are now at Dark Revolution Brewery, just outside of Salisbury. Going to go and see what they have to offer. So some time has passed. We are not too much time, but we are now in Salisbury. We drove the sort of 10 minutes from Dark Revolution. Dark Revolution, the beers that we had were very nice, very enjoyable.
I quite like that brewery.
Yeah, it's a very nice.
It was nice, open, spacious, nice family atmosphere.
Yeah, lots of families.
Lots of kids there, which is nice as dads ourselves. It's nice to have places where you can take kids.
Yeah,
the beers are nice there.
Yes,
I would like to go back, spend a bit more time, but flying visit.
We have many more places to visit, so we would stay there for many hours if we had the choice. So we're going to go to our hotel in a Wetherspoons, and then we'll
Spoons Hotel.
Show the room off, and then we'll continue on our journey. Double orange. It's twin!
Oh, we don't have to sleep together, Joss. That's great.
So we've just tried to go to that place there, known as Sips. We're not quite sure what's happening, but there's a sign on the door saying they're closed this week. So be interested to see what's happening. It's nothing on social media from what we could see. So we wish the team the best, but hopefully they reopen soon. So we've arrived at our next pub, the Haunch of Venison. Really historic pub. Very excited to check this one out. We did have a pint in the Wetherspoons before. A very nice pint actually. We had a Antipodean hopped one and was really good. But I think there's going to be a lot more to see in this one. So we've just had a very enjoyable couple of drinks at the Haunch of Venison. Really nice pub, really cosy and comfortable and warming, and just really enjoyable to be in. Yeah, hence why we had a few.
It's just I don't think we expected to be there as long as we were.
No.
But it was just really enjoyable, really quaint atmosphere. It's very. So it's quite. It's actually busy because we're here on a Saturday night here in Salisbury.
Maybe not the best night, but you know.
Probably not the best time to choose to visit these nice pubs. But the Haunch was really it felt like a local atmosphere, but also very welcoming. Nobody. 100%. You didn't feel out of place. You felt like it was a lovely place to be in. Everyone
interacted with everyone.
We started chatting with locals. People clearly go there a lot. It was just really nice atmosphere. It's like one of those places where I feel like, if I was drinking at 10, 11 o'clock at night, I could fall asleep in quite happily. They could lock the doors, sit in there and just go to sleep. But really lovely kind of atmosphere.
Yeah, it was quite busy in there, so I couldn't show all the bits and bobs that I wanted to. I did try and do some B-roll, which I'll probably flash up in between. But yeah, it's quite a small place. There's a restaurant upstairs, which has a couple of interesting features, but I couldn't get in there because it was a restaurant.
Yeah.
But then there's basically a small snug area.
But for being a restaurant, the prices that we saw on the menu really
Didn't
not
seem
that
bad.
bad.
No, didn't seem bad.
For the kind of place it is, you almost feel like they could charge a little bit more.
Oh yeah.
But
yeah.
I think they just rely on local custom that place.
Yeah, I think so.
It's lovely. I definitely go back.
So we're now going to the next pub. We're not sure where. I think we're going to go to a place called Avon Brewery, but we're not sure what's there. So we'll see, and then we'll report from there.
Yeah, we will.
Right, so we've just had a quick half at the Avon Brewery. Not actually a brewery, just used to be a brewery.
Yeah, it seems that way. They had nothing on my whatever the supposed Avon Brewery is.
Yeah,
I think
so
you looked at something in the pub.
Yeah, there was some signage that was in there explaining about the history. I didn't get quite a chance to read it, but I will put it up for you now. I mean, we had a half of Young's London special. It was okay.
Yeah.
Nothing too special. But it was,
I think it's one of those
pint.
beers that, like, if it was back on cask again, I've had it and I know what it's like, so I'd be happy to order it again.
Yeah.
But not something that I'm going to go to the bar clamouring for. It's something, it's nice, it's fine, it's alright.
Yeah.
It's one of those.
So we're now on our way to, I don't know how to pronounce it, but it's called like Rydor, which is really well renowned for beer and also does some lovely Thai food. So we're going to have a nice evening meal there.
Thai food, I do.
And
I just like Thai.
Yeah.
I like food. I like
food
Thai.
in general.
Just like everything.
So yeah, we are going to go there and we will show as much as we can and give you a bit of a review afterwards. So we have just had a lovely meal at the Rydor, don't know how to pronounce it.
A lovely candlelit dinner.
Yeah, lovely candlelit dinner, very romantic.
Very romantic.
Food was lovely, beer was equally so.
It was
I'd say.
very spicy. I think I went a little overboard on the spice.
We went for two very hot meals and shared, so there was no respite in the spice.
Not at all.
But the beers did
help.
help.
The beer did cool it down. It was delicious beer.
Yeah.
Very well kept. Very, very tasty.
Yeah, you had
it was the quad hop.
Quad hop.
I can't remember the brewery. We'll put it in somewhere up
Downton?
here.
Downton.
Yeah.
Like the Abbey, but not the Abbey.
It's not the Abbey. I'm not watching that show again.
And I also had one from another brewery. I can't remember what.
A much maltier beer.
Maltier beer. That was more IPA style, yours. A bit more hoppy.
Yes.
Whereas mine was more sort of on a traditional bitter side.
Yes.
But yeah, very nice beer.
Really recommend that place.
Yeah.
Like, it's how to describe it? It's more like it's a very traditional pub with Thai aesthetic.
Yeah, it's interesting. You walk in because we knew it was a Thai place. We walked in, and it's just like old wooden chairs and wooden tables.
But with that very Thai like they have a lot of cross-hatch stuff, don't they?
Yeah. That kind
like
of stuff.
Plants everywhere. It was lovely, really lovely aesthetic to it. But yeah, we're going to try and cross a road.
Maybe not die.
Safely as always.
And yeah, we are going to go to
the Wyndham Arms.
The Wyndham Arms, which
I'm excited for this one.
Yeah, a hotback brewery
oldie pub.
But a bit more than just a brewery owned by a hotback.
It's heritage to this one.
Yeah, it's actually where they set up shop
Ain't
long
no
time ago.
Pub.
No, so we can just see how they are. Well, how it is. That was awful English.
Awful grammar. Terrible grammar. Tell you off later.
Yeah. All right, we'll make our way there and we'll catch you in a minute.
Bye.
So we are outside of the Wyndham Arms, a hopback brewery pub as mentioned, but this is where the brewery started basically. This was the hop tap, and yeah, this is where the sort of history of the brewery began. So let's go in and see how the beer tastes.
Tasty beer.
We have just left the Wyndham Arms, which you can see just there. Yeah, really traditional pub. Very sort of oldie worldy decor. There was a lot of. There's a hopback brewery, as I mentioned. There was a lot of hopback brewery posters from, a long time ago, 90s, 80s, that kind of stuff. So real steeped in the brewery's heritage. Nice beers in there. There was like 5 different hopback brewery beers on cask, with a couple of sort of standard macro ones available for those that want that. But yeah, very, very enjoyable and worth the sort of little extra trek out from the town centre. Now we're going to go back into the town centre and try a couple more before we hit the hay.
Joss is going to give us a beer review now. You've gone for a 6X?
A Wadsworth 6X.
Okay. It looks like it's going to be malty.
It's very malty.
Yep.
Probably like 6 times malty.
6 times malty.
But yeah, it's malty, biscuity. There was a slight hoppiness on the finish. Not massively amounts, but yeah, it's a decent sort of bitter, in traditional bitter style.
Delicious. Yummy.
Right, so we've just been to the Pheasant Inn. That was a very nice old worldy pub with exposed beams and all that kind of stuff, and very decent beer. We are now at the Oxrow Inn, which is a Fuller's pub. Fuller's, Mount is doing London Pride. Pretty good brewery. So let's see what they have inside. Right, we are now back in our hotel, our Wetherspoons. It is a hotel.
It feels weird, doesn't it, to say that your local Wetherspoons is a hotel.
Yeah. So
here we are.
Yeah, we had a drink at the Oxrow Inn. It was a nice pub. Probably the second best we've been in today.
Yeah, it was. I think it was a modern vibe in there. So like definitely the newer crowd. Definitely in that kind of place. Good selection of, decent selection of cask,
and quite a lot of keg beers as well.
Yeah, and even on keg they had a good selection of non-alcoholic, which you don't often see in these kind of places. So that was lovely. It was really good. So there was a young crowd. There were a few oldies there as well. Really nice kind of venue. Yeah, really nice.
Yeah, and we chilled outside and spoke to some interesting characters. But,
interesting characters, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But I think we finally hit that time of year. You can sit outside now.
Yeah.
Welcome to summer.
Yeah.
We're gonna milk it as much as we can.
100%.
But we're back at Spoons.
Back at the Spoons, we've got 2 dark beers, different dark beers. Mine's meant to be a cherry stout, but doesn't taste that much of cherry.
A lovely pint called Boudica. So, let's see. Oh, coffee. Oh, I've drank a beer a lot like that recently. It was our homebrew. And it tastes just the same.
Well, that's a good thing for our homebrew.
Yeah, delicious. Yeah, really nice porter. Lovely. But yeah,
this is supposed to be a strong cherry stout, and it does not taste very much of cherry, I must admit.
Yeah. What a shame.
But it is actually an okay stout, but just not quite as described.
It doesn't really say what it says on the tin, yeah.
So we've basically pretty much come to our end
of Salisbury,
Salisbury trip. So what was your highlight?
It's got to be the Venison.
Yeah, it's got to be Haunch of Venison.
Yeah, the Haunch of Venison. What a lovely pub. What a really unique kind of old world pub that it's one of those places that has to be treasured, really. Somewhere that you don't want to lose, somewhere that you don't want to sort of go anywhere. Or change in any way. It is exactly what it sort of describes itself as, that old world, really unique, historical kind of, really.
I mean, I'm pretty sure it is a. From when I last looked, it is a Grade 2 listed building.
Yeah.
So
it's not going anywhere.
So thankfully, isn't going to go anywhere. Whether it,
you just don't want it bought out by anyone and changed in any way. It is the right kind of place, but I don't think we're in any fear of that, from like the way that the locale is and the way that the patrons are in that place. They're very respectful of the place.
Yeah, and it is. I believe it is owned by Hopback Brewery, which we had a few Hopback Brewery beers.
Yeah, they're very big in Salisbury, which I mean makes sense. They they brew locally in the town, so.
And every Hopback Brewery beer we've had today has been
good beer,
really
good beer. It's like really. I think you said earlier, Josh, didn't you, that it's opened your eyes to the brewery a little bit more.
Yeah, I've had them like once before and been like, oh, it's okay. And I've had it a lot more here, different, because I think Summer Lightning is the one that kind of gets around and gets spread.
Yeah, which I had earlier, actually at the Haunch.
Yeah,
and that was lovely. It was a really nice pint. And what was the other one that I had?
You had the GFB.
Yeah, GFB. I didn't want to say GBH. That's what I was thinking, but I was like, that's definitely not right.
The BFG.
Yeah, the BFG. Yeah. Lovely. That was a lovely beer. Really, probably the highlight beer of the day.
Yeah, really nice. And then we went to Wyndham Arms, which was a Hopback brewery, but it's also essentially the tap at one point.
Yeah, originally at one point it was their brewery, wasn't it? So.
Yeah, that had some very nice beer. That had GFB on as well, but we went for different beers.
They had a lot of beers on there on that menu. Yeah, I had the Citra. You had the
it was the Cropfield.
Cropfield. That was lovely. And they had a special beer on,
like a rugby based one, like a hooking something.
Yeah. We'll link it somewhere.
Yeah,
up here.
We'll be a massive. But yeah, overall, I think Salisbury is a place that shouldn't be overlooked.
Yeah, it's definitely on the list to visit.
Yeah,
for most people, it should be. It's like a lovely town, especially I think we mentioned earlier in the summer.
Yeah,
if there's a lovely like square on which the last pub we went to, the oldie.
Oxtail. Oh no, Oxtail, not Ox Row Inn.
The Ox Row Inn. That's like right on the square, and it's a lovely little venue. If you'd sit out in the beer garden in the summer, and even like the Haunch, like if you want to get out of the hot weather to get into there, like it'd be a lovely town to visit.
It's like most places around here have beer gardens.
Yeah.
Like pretty much all the ones we went in today had beer gardens. And some of the ones that we didn't get a chance to do today, I know do have beer gardens.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's definitely a good place in the warmer months as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely one to not overlook. I mean, it's like the only reason that you saw at the start of this video, the only reason I did this is because I threw a dart at a map. I'd have never come to this place if I didn't do that, so
and I wouldn't have come if you hadn't have dragged me here.
Yes.
So
I'm very.
We've all won in this situation.
Yeah, I'm very thankful for the dart flying where it did, because it has been a very enjoyable sort of day, really.
Well, we're gonna have to trust in that dart again to find out where we're going next.
Yeah, I think so. I think it worked very well. Maybe a world map.
Oh no! Oh no!
Not quite yet.
I'm going to gravitate that towards Ohio.
Yeah.
We'll
stick to the UK.
A few reasons for Ohio, but yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, no, it's been lovely to come along with you, Josh. Thank you for inviting me.
It's okay. And I think we'll call it here. We may have one extra stop tomorrow.
But
we'll
does it mean diddly?
It might mean diddly squat.
Oh,
you'll never
diddly
know.
Squat. Oh, can't wait. See you in the next.
you, baby. So I stand up and speak.
I've got a little. Num 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 num.
So it's been a few days since the end of the trip, and whilst editing the video you have just watched, I realised we didn't really do a closeout and a review of Diddley Squat Farm and sort of the video in general really. So Diddley Squat Farm was really good to get to. If you've seen Clarkson's Farm, the the Amazon Prime series, you know how much sort of pain and trials and tribulations they've gone through to get that place in a sort of manageable state. There was no issues that, you know, they had years ago with sort of parking. They had an overflow car park that we parked in. You know, the only thing that we were going to probably expect was queues, and there was quite a big queue to get into the farm shop because it looked small on the show, but in real life it is minuscule. There is, yeah, with all the stuff in there, you know, fridges and stands and stuff to display the different things in the farm shop, you could probably fit about 15-20 people in there max without it being too much. So yeah, queues were inevitable. Round the back in the old lambing shed there is a Hawkstone bar, as you saw in the clip, as well as sort of, you know, some seating. And on the day we visited, I don't know if it's a common thing, they had some independent people having their own stalls, offering some various bits and bobs. It was like some person who was doing some knitting type stuff, like crafting with wool, as well as one with dog biscuits. Yeah, really nice atmosphere, especially being on quite a nice warm, well, it wasn't a warm day, but it was a sunny day. Especially, I imagine in summer, it'd be really nice to be there. In terms of the two that we did sort of bookend of the trip, the farmer's dog that we did at the start of the trip and the Diddley Squat Farm shop that we did at the end of the trip, I definitely think that the farmer's dog had a bit more going for it in terms of it was a bit more of a overall package. I mean, like, you had a bit of farm shops with in the tent, you had a restaurant that was a bit more fully fledged in food. There was a burger van at Diddley Squat Farm shop serving produce from the farm, but yeah, it just felt a bit more of a complete package. But I think that's all kind of part and parcel of what they went through, of, you know, designing that not in mind that it was going to be as big of a thing as it was. And yeah, they sadly paid the price, and with all the council issues, they kind of couldn't do anything about it, as sad as that is. But enough about that. We had a real fun time, and a real fun time overall on the trip. And yeah, that's gonna do it for this video. So if you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to the channel, share this video with friends, anyone that might be interested. Obviously these trips are kind of coming out of my own pocket at this moment, so yeah, anything to sort of spread the word is more than good enough for me. So yeah, so thank you for watching, and I will see you for the next video. Cheers.